Yeah, it was a really good fight. Like you said, I didn't expect Cannonier to get his hand raised if it went to decision. I think Marvin Vettori really hit the nail on the head in his pre-fight interview with the panel. He said he's really been working on not just his adjustments in terms of skill set, but his in-fight adjustments. And I think that's a good observation, because the one thing that I think was the difference, because even though it was a pretty brutal fight for Marvin Vettori, he had his moments. And the one thing which I think split the two was the fact that Jared Cannonier made some really nice adjustments to his game. He started adding in the teep kicks, more calf kicks, his jabs started coming into a play, and started mixing up the tempos of his attack, whilst Vettori, again, was quite predictable in what he was going to throw. And Jared started getting a read on that better throughout the round, so he could land heavier shots. So, we spoke about Vettori before, but what do you think this does to him? He's still only young, 29. He's not quite at that level, but he's not the level before. What do you think?
I mean, I said last week he kind of can't put the pieces together. Like he's got all the sort of markings of someone who could be a great fighter, you know. And he is a great fighter, but to get to that next level, like he's just missing something. He's just like he hasn't got the edge over anyone in all of the areas in that sort of top 5 area. So it's difficult for him to, like, I think when it comes to those top matchups, it's hard to see him just getting into that top echelon, just because he needs. I mean, you're right though. He is young, so you know there's time to learn and prove. You know, at 29, you know, in that sort of those weights, sort of welterweight and middleweight, sort of those two weight divisions, so you kind of hit your prime in sort of early 30s. So he's still got that, I think, left in him. So I could see him improving. I think it's not over for him. He's a hard man. He's going to keep going. So yeah, I'm optimistic about his future. I just think he has to learn to improve in the areas he needs to improve on. You know, I mean, his chin can carry him, but I think there's got to be a sense of urgency there in terms of how long he takes to improve, because you know, when you get older, your chin goes, and that's probably his biggest strength. So at the moment he goes that, you can't rely on it.
I look at him and I think his career could look something like a Michael Bisping.
I was thinking that when I was talking.
There's good skills throughout his whole game. He's just about putting them together and then putting again with the mental. Because the one thing I would have liked to have seen from him more was the threat of the takedown, or at least the level change, to just give a different look, if anything else. He doesn't give you an orthodox look, and which is not necessarily a problem. But again, just from throwing out basically equations for your opponent to solve, he's throwing out a lot less equations. So I think when he gets to the upper echelon, he just is providing less problems for them to solve.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
Needed, right? So whether that's an orthodox look, whether that's a level change, whether that's a consistent level change to set up your different shots, because he's got the grappling. He does have the grappling. He's got 9 submissions. He's very well versed on the ground. His wrestling's good. It's not great, but he's got good submissions, and he's strong, and he's got a good will to win, which is important when you hit the canvas, especially at those bigger weight classes where sometimes it just comes down to conditioning. I think he's got all the skills there. It's just about actually forming them together. But Jared Cannonier, shout out, because I did not expect really that sort of performance. And 39 years old, ever improving, set the record. I mean,
39. Jesus,
it's crazy.
That's mad.
And to have that heavyweight body, to bring it down to light heavyweight, to come down to middleweight, and to have that conditioning, it's just ridiculous. And it just
still look good as well. Yeah,
I mean, he looks in shape.